Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Heiko Shaves. My name is Heiko. Today is obviously a day for another shave, but we're not going to continue on with our comparison list that I have here next to me, which is long and vast, and lots of requests have been made in the comment section, but we rather will try out a new razor that I got for free from Zomchi. They have gotten in touch with me. We have reviewed another Zomchi razor before. Here, let me grab it real quick. Grabbing the Zomchi. Here is another Zomchi with a stand. We got that with a stand. I think that was their first model they had on the market. Really fancy looking, very inexpensive, and worked really well actually. And so they got in touch with me if I wanted to try out their new one, which is the Zomchi in black. A little bit different head design, very inexpensive. It's like 15 bucks. Comes with a pack of 5 blades, so we're just going to use whatever comes in this package here. So here is what that looks like. It's packaged up, the head, the handle, and a pack of 5 blades. Let's take that out. And what does it say? Blade on here. That's funny. So this is obviously geared towards the total beginner in the safety razor market. So if you have never used a safety razor, you might be interested in this little information tag here to tell you where the blade goes. Zomchi is engraved here. It's kind of a gunmetal gray. I wouldn't call this black necessarily, but you know, it is what it is. Nicely packaged, all cardboard, so easy for recycling. Paper, cardboard's pretty easy to recycle. And they also sent me a blade bank, which is, let's take it out of the box. Good thing I opened the razor box before. It was glued shut. And it took me about like 2 minutes to get that out of the box. Here's a little blade bank, you know, little slot. And that's where your used razor blades go in. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So they sent this over to me. No other conditions, requests, or requirements for my review. They just wanted a review. That's it. No money has exchanged any hands. I just got a free razor, and you guys get a video with me shaving with a Zomchi razor and a Zomchi razor blade. I have no idea who makes them or who is actually behind manufacturing. Double wrapped, so they have the outer wrapper for advertisement and then Zomchi wax paper to keep the blade in there. Let's pull the blade out. Also says Zomchi on it, superior platinum. We'll see about the superiorness. Here is the base plate. Typical 3-piece design. Couple numbers and whatnot. Cast, this is all zinc, cast zinc, I would say. And then I just took it apart. What did I do with the rest? Oh, it's right there. So here's the top cap. Like I said, Zomchi engraved, 3-pin design. And you just hold it like this, drop the blade on there, drop the base plate on it, and then grab the handle. And the handle feels pretty heavy. I wonder if I can see. It doesn't feel like aluminum. I want to say that's probably brass. It has a good heft to it. So the razor with a blade weighs 89 grams. So that's a pretty decent weight. Looks like it has quite a decent blade gap there. So we'll see if this is mild or aggressive. Since it's a $15 razor, I would say this is totally geared towards the beginner. Who doesn't want to spend 250 bucks on a stainless steel something. But yeah, looks fairly familiar, right? Like if we would pull one of my Mühle R89s over here, fairly similar in design, right? I mean, there are no patent protections anymore for safety razors, so you can design whatever you do and you can make it and sell it. There is no patent protection. There is no reason for anyone to get upset that a company from overseas can produce a $15 razor. That's just how things are these days. But yeah, overall, knurling is conventional lathe knurling. Feels good. A little skinny for my taste. I like the thicker handles, but overall, pretty good. Pretty good. Fits together. The alignment might be a little off. So let me wiggle this here a little bit. There is a little bit of play between the top cap and the base plate. And if you look at that blade gap and then that blade gap, it's a little different. It's not the same. So maybe I'm just imagining this, but this side is narrower or smaller blade gap, and this is larger. But it is what it is. So what are we gonna do? This is just gonna be a quick, you know, like the shave you would do in the morning. I'm gonna grab my little Cella soap here. We're gonna scoop out a little bit. If you have never tried Cella, it's almond scented. It smells like marzipan. I love it. I love it. As a kid, I did not like to eat marzipan at all, but nowadays I love it and I like the smell of it. It's the smell of almonds. I put it in my $12 shave bowl that I just got recently. So we have a $15 razor, a $12 or $11.95 shave bowl, a fresh towel. So let's hang that here in place. And I have a KIKC also off of Amazon synthetic knot brush. And I think this was the first brush I ever bought for this channel. I still have it. I still like it. Has a good backbone, very nice soft bristles. It's synthetic, so we don't need to pre-soak. We just dip it in, squeeze out a little bit excess water, and then go right into our shave bowl. And we're not going to use any pre-shave today. I'm going to present an idea to you that, you know, this whole pre-shave smearing something else on your skin, as long as you lather up decently, you don't really need to do that. The lathering process, if you take a few seconds longer lathering and you give your stubbles a second to, you know, soften up because of the moist, warm, this is, by the way, lightly warm lather, you really don't have to do any pre-shave. Of course, you know, it increases the length of the procedure and maybe it makes your skin feel a little better, but it's not absolutely necessary. And I mean, for years and years and decades, people were shaving with just the soap and a razor blade, you know. All right, here's my little shave bowl going, the little KIKC wooden handle. This looks pretty nice. It's still hanging on. The knot hasn't fallen out. Even though wooden handles, you know, they can absorb some water, and then the glue that the knot is glued into the handle with can get loose, and then the knot falls out. But this one here, so far, 2 years into shaving career, and in the beginning, I actually used this quite often. Now I have quite a selection of brushes, so I switch around. But KIKC, if I find it, I will put some affiliate links down below. With those affiliate links, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but I get a little kickback from Amazon for any sale that I initiate, so to speak. All right, a little bit more water. I always fill my sink with water, and I have a little emesis basin just for the brush. So once the sink gets grody with my stubbles in the lather, I then have fresh water for lathering. I think this should be okay. So now I just grab a little water, get my stubbles moist, and then we're gonna lather over top of that. That prevents the lather from immediately drying up. Almond scent is just amazing. If you have never tried it, give it a whirl. Cella is so inexpensive. Even if you don't like it, you can give it to, you know, someone else. Just buy it, sniff it, and if you don't like it, gift it to your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. I mean, I guess if you don't like it, then you give it to your neighbor. That means that you don't like him. But anyways. So we put some lather on. Massage it in a little bit. And then we're going to grab our Zomchi Razor Black. I would say gunmetal gray, but that's fine. And already on black t-shirt isn't really camera friendly. You see every speck on it. All right, now we're going to do one with a grain. Oh, there is some shaving going on. With a grain up there against the grain down here. I always do that. It's just the most convenient. All right, so now I used one side. Now we're going to turn it around and use the other side and see if that feels any different. Yeah, this is a little milder. Yeah, one side, let me verify. So yeah, the milder feeling side is the one where the blade gap is a little smaller. It's fine. It works. Even the Zomchi blades seem to be fairly sharp. I'm not going to put them at the same level as a feather blade or a Wilkinson sword blade or any of my other favorites. But this is definitely not tugging. And I have 4 days of growth, 4 days of stubbles. It goes right through it and cuts them off. A little tugging, a little bit. This is the most densest section of my beard growth. But not terrible. I mean, these blades are definitely usable. That was bad. Yeah, the razor does a good job. It does the job. It shaves. It's 15 bucks. So pretty much overall, this is a low budget shave here this morning. So if you're a total beginner and you want to try it out, why not grab one of those? 15 bucks. I mentioned the Müller R89 or the Merkur 34 is another good option for a beginner, but they are more expensive. They are like, you know, I'm not 100% sure, but in the $40 to $50 range. And this one here is 15 bucks, a $12 shave bowl, which you don't even necessarily need if let's say you grab something that comes out of a tube, like a shave cream like this here. You know, then you don't even need a shave bowl. You just put some shave cream on the knot and then lather in your face. Or you could lather right here in the container, what a lot of people do, really. If you only have one soap sitting on your countertop and you use that every morning, there's no reason to lather in a bowl. You can lather on top of the soap, so to speak. All right, let's lather up one more time. So I add a little bit more water to my knot that has been sitting here. I pick a little bit more up out of the shave bowl and I just go right over it. A lot of people do rinsing in between, but I think that is a little bit of a waste of time because you wash off lather and then you put new lather on. So I rather leave it there and then go right over top of it. Perfect. So now the second pass is going to feel even milder. So this is definitely a category 1 on Heiko's aggressiveness scale from 1 to 5. This is a clear 1, nice and mild. But if you want to shave daily, this is a good razor. And it comes with 5 blades, so you can dry it out. And then after that, you just buy a pack of Persona Super made in the US, some feather blades and made in Japan, Wilkinson sword blades made in Germany, or some Gillette Silver Blue made in St. Petersburg. Oh, I nicked myself twice. Look at that. That hasn't happened in months. Look at this carnage. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so when I have that much stubble down here, it's a little rough going to cut them off initially. And if I'm not careful, I just nick myself. No big deal. You know, those little bleeders, they stop bleeding almost by themselves. Yeah, but this side, I barely feel. This has a little bit more. So yeah, the two sides are not identical, which is not a problem, really. It speaks a little bit to the precision and quality control, but one side actually has a little bit more grit, a little bit more bite to it. So if you feel like one side isn't aggressive enough, you can switch over to the other side. All right, let's do a quick inspection here. That's pretty clean. 2 passes, that's all we're going to do today. Feels good. And now I'm going to rinse off. Gel washes off pretty easy. It actually leaves your skin a little dry, so it doesn't have the residual slickness of other soaps, and it makes your skin almost like a slip resistant. As you can see, it pulls pretty good. So when you are shaving with Cella and there is no lather left and you want to go over the same spot, you might not be able to slide over the skin. So there is not much residual slickness. Now I made a mistake. I actually wanted to do something for you guys that you always ask for. Here, let's get it wet again. Just some cold water. And we're going to grab my alum block. You guys like alum? It's a aluminum salt, so to speak, that sucks together your skin, your little bleeders. It's a little controversial, you know. Is it good for your skin? Is it good for getting that in your bloodstream? And then you leave it on for a little bit, and then you wash that off. Make sure you don't get it in your mouth because it tastes horrendous. All right, like that. And then we can dry off. Get the water out of the way. And then we're going to do another thing that helps with sucking the little bleeders together. Thayer's witch hazel with aloe, non-alcohol version. And rub that in. Especially down here. See, a little bit redness here. A little irritation is when I have a lot of stubbles here. My skin is not the flattest in this section. So I got a little shave irritation. And then the alum causes that. At least for me, I get a little bit of redness when I use alum. That's why I don't usually use it. And then we need to find my Cella aftershave cream. It's right here. Come on out of my little lazy Susan here. Unfortunately, it does not smell like the soap at all. So the soap is nicely almond scented or marzipan scented. And the Cella aftershave cream is very generic in scent. It's a, little powdery, a little flowery. It's a good cream. Feels good. Yeah, put that on there. Calm the skin down. So, yeah, what can I say? Zomchi, like I said, they sent that to me. I didn't seek it out, but I had reviewed another Zomchi razor before, and it performed really well, and this one just as well. Like I said, a little bit alignment issue. One side has a larger blade gap and feels a little bit more bladey, as I always say, as the other. But overall, for a $15 razor, and still both sides are mild. It's not like you're cutting your face open with a more aggressive side. Cella is also very inexpensive. I want to say a tub of soap like this here is like $9 or $10. I'll put links down below. Here's the aftershave cream. Unfortunately, doesn't match. They also have an aftershave, I think. So a alcohol-based aftershave. My little $12 lather bowl here. I really like it. It's not slippery down here. It's non-glazed, so you can hold on to it really easily. Inside, it has this really rough texture that helps with agitation and lathering. And then my little KIKC brush here. Now I have to clean all this, but really good products and really inexpensive. So if I find all of this, I'll link it down below, and you can, start shaving 15, 26, 36 for the soap, maybe another 50, 60 bucks, and you're all in and you have a full setup and products that all work. All right, guys, I hope you guys like this excursion into a budget razor from Amazon and get a kick out of it. Thanks for shaving with me. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.